Hello, it's Saggy Joe Ball. I don't know what my nickname is. I'm just gonna call myself Saggy Joe, and then we'll see how that goes. So, the Raptors lost to the Pistons. I'm uploading two videos about the OG trade. A lot of that does have to do with losing out on the OG and not having Persis Achua and Malachi Flynn available, so they didn't have a lot of players. Having said that, it's no excuse. I still think the Raptors could have won the game either way. If it's a one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. So we had nine man rotation, and the Raptors could have got should have gotten the job done. To be perfectly honest with you, Boucher has been struggling this season. He's not doing as great as I'd like. 17 minutes and only 4 points. It's not great. Danny McDaniels, I had a lot more hope with, and he hasn't been really doing that well. Gritty Dick, yeah, I think he's still in the G League on this local as well. So that those are all on the Raptor side. Then Gary Trent, finding the starting lineup. He produces when he's on the starting lineup, Gary Trent. But he comes off the bench right now. I actually don't know what I would do because the hope is you have quickly and then maybe you can start Gary Trent, but then you have Barrett, right? And where would Barrett fit in on the offense? Yeah, you would start Barrett for sure, but Gary Trent gives the lineup a lot more shooting, even though maybe defensively it's not as great. Gary Trent's a decent defender as well, though. Like he gets his steals. He doesn't gamble as much as OG did. OG is a very good defender, but he did have a bad habit of always gambling that would always put him behind the player. A lot of people say it's because they don't have a good rim protector, but at the end of the day, the best rim protection is not allowing them to get to the rim anyway, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Scotty is 22, 9, and 2. I just hope quickly does a better job of contributing to the offense. So Schroeder is interesting. His kind of assists are, I don't know how to say this. They're always what a point guard should be doing, but it never feels like the offense is really initiated. If that makes sense. Like his dimes are the dimes that you should be making, like on an NBA level. And don't get me wrong, he's above average at it, but it never feels like the offense flows. If that makes sense. But again, it may be because there's not a lot of shooters on the pick and roll. Shoulder's not as good as I'd like. Like he's very quick, but his finishing around the rim is a little bit disappointing. At least what I see, it contributes to his inconsistencies. Pirtle, I feel like Pirtle's not being utilized enough. I mean, 4 points. He has 5 assists. Pirtle is actually a pretty good passer off the post, off the elbow. I just wish Pirtle had a lot more of an offensive role than just because he's not uber athletic, kind of like a DeAndre Jordan, where he's gonna go do a pick and roll and he can just lob it. He does have good touch around the rim. Maybe he needs a little bit more encouragement, like when you're around there, just take the shot. Sorry. So that's something with Pirtle. And then Pascal, 35 points, 5 of 4. Really can't complain about how well he played this game. And overall as well, Pascal, they did what they did what they could. I mean, they scored 127 points, and offense has been a very big issue for the Raptors this season, right? And even defensively, they haven't been the greatest. But the starting line really carried a little bit too much of the load. The bench has been a little bit disappointing. I think that if you have Barrett, you could probably have a better bench because you're gonna have Trent and Schroeder coming off the bench. But I would like quickly to start, but judging from this, Schroeder might be the starter for the time being, and then quickly come off the bench because that's what he was doing in the Knicks. But I think quickly deserves a chance to start. And the Raptors, it's kind of a lost season, so you might as well just see what you have with quickly. Schroeder's on like a 2-year deal. Quickly is a young and upcoming player. You can always bench Schroeder. He's played a 6-man role pretty much. Almost his entire no. His last 5 seasons in the league, he's been playing a little bit more of a 6-man role. He has started with a few teams, but mostly he's been playing 6-man, and that seems to be the role that he thrives with. So that's something that I would like to see with the Raptors, but we'll see. Because the shooter is not the greatest shooter on the team. On the Pistons side, congratulations, Detroit. You really didn't want to be on the wrong side of history, especially having a 30-game losing streak, which is kind of depressing when you hear that. Man, uh, I'd say Stewart and Bagley did not play, so That's probably why. Okay, it seems like James Wise. Well, James Wiseman played better this game, but still 13 minutes, 4 rebounds, 8 points. You can't complain about that. Azar Thompson and Killian Hayes, they're two better defenders. Didn't get much minutes because their shooting is not the greatest. It's nice to see Jaden Ivy finally getting some love. This guy has been like, well, bench gated. I don't know, like bench gated. He's been Hayes gated. Like Hayes has been like being the gatekeeper for this guy to get some more minutes. But even though it's 29, it's only 12, 5, and 4. The offense feels better when Ivy's on the floor, especially when tandem with Cunningham. And now that they have Bogdanovich back, they actually have something that resembles spacing. I mean, Cade, man, this guy, he just wants to win. Like this team was desperate, especially when it was reaching the 27 game losing streak. They were definitely playing a lot better and with a lot more desperation because they didn't want to be on the wrong side of history. Unfortunately, they are, but you know, I'm surprised to see Kevin Knox here with 17 points. It's throwing me off. Alec Burks coming off the bench, 16. I've always liked Alec Burks' game, but he got way too many injuries, and he's been struggling a little with that. Um, Jalen Duran, of course, your big man of the future. With this lineup, you have a little bit of a better shooting. Kevin Knox is interesting because if you look down this list, he might actually be the next best shooter. I Cunningham is a little bit below average. Bogdanovich is your best shooter by far, but Jaden Ivey has a good shot. Brooks, I'm surprised hasn't been too consistent right now with his 3 point shot, but it's good to see that the Pistons finally got a win. I hope Monty Williams sticks with this formula. You bring in Asar Thompson to develop, but uh, Asar Thompson needs some minutes, but his offense is limited. And then just playing him with like Killian Hayes was really killing the team. It looks like Monty Williams actually wants to win with the lineups that he's trotting out now, and the Pistons look like they want to win too. It's kind of unfortunate that this team's going to be known for the team because with the Bobcats, well, the Bobcats, they just this is the closest thing to the 2011 Bobcats. The Bobcats weren't exactly tanking; they were trying to win games, but not. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, 18-17 from Jalen Duran, really really good game. 34 minutes. What more can you ask from Jalen? That's probably why the Raptors lost too. If I had to look at the stats, well, Pirtle had a decent amount of rebounds, but Barnes had 9, Pascal has 5. Man, that's something that's always bothered me about Pascal. Sometimes, like how are you only averaging like sometimes only get 5 rebounds? What's happening? Like you can't have the same amount of rebounds as JD and Ivy. Yeah, I'm not familiar with a lot of the other players that are on here. To be honest, I haven't been paying attention to the NBA, but I'm hoping that this is a start for me to start watching the NBA more and have more of a conversation. It's really fun to talk NBA, and I have a lot of opinions and ideas that hopefully people enjoy. Once I learn some video editing skills, I hope that you guys will stick around with me. But thank you very much. Later days.